What's up, guys? My name's KhaoticK. Back at you guys with a lit-ass video. And for this video, we're going to talk about the time I tried Suboxone. Only time I've tried this shit. Because it made me overdose. It nearly fucking killed me. And not literally, but figuratively. So it basically made me just completely overdose, and I went into the sickest fucking opiate experience I've ever had. Damn near it, because this is as you should know, it's buprenorphine, and this is a drug used to get people off of heroin. So I'd imagine it's almost as strong as heroin. So it immediately put me into a fucking like overdose. I saw the other dude, the dude that actually had it and offered it to me, man, he had no overdose. So this motherfucker had a crazy tolerance. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about the time I had too much Suboxone. Hope you guys will stay high, stay lifted. Please join my harm reduction and substance discord. Link in the description and at the top of my channel page. So let's get into the video. Basically, this was back when I was living in Mission Viejo. I was hanging out with some friends this night. And, they were all over at my place, and we were looking to do something this night. And this one dude, he mentioned, "Hey, I got Suboxone." And I'm like, okay, so I've never tried that before. But fuck it, And I'm like, how useful could it be? Because it's actually used to get people off of heroin. So I don't know, but he said that he's like, hey, you can still get high off of it. And this motherfucker gave me a half of that Suboxone tab. So either the Suboxone tab was already too strong, or obviously, but I wonder how strong it actually was, because only giving me half a tab of that Suboxone and it's still fucking me up that bad. Keep in mind, I had no opiate tolerance at all whatsoever. I hadn't even started doing pills yet, and all I did was lean. And yeah, I hadn't fucked with any other opiate by that point. And yeah, it was wild. It was crazy. And I thought I was going to have a good experience. I really did. I did not expect what was about to come. So yeah, so, he gets the Suboxone out. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, and I look it up on the internet before I take it out. I make sure I, research and do the best due diligence before I consume something right on the spot. It's not a smart idea to, do that and not, research it. So basically, when I, looked it up, I was like, okay, this shit's pretty legit. This shit's as legit as gonna get. And I'm like, damn, but like, why get high on this? This is really the only opiate you have right now. And yeah, that dude said, he's like, yeah, man, that's the only shit I got right now. And I know it gets you high because, I used to get really high on this shit. And yeah, this dude used to have a Suboxone addiction. So I don't know how you get addicted to subs, but holy shit, you fucking up, bro. Go get some real opiates. I'm just going to say that right now. That is the worst to get addicted to, bro. Get your ass some real fucking opiates. That motherfucker was so goddamn desperate. I should have told him. But anyways, yeah, so after I, researched a bit about that tab, and I'm like, all right, so I'm going to take this right now then. And yeah, we both pop it at the same time. And, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes for it to start kicking in. And, honestly, I was really, really stoked for this night. I was so excited. I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to get high as fuck on a new opiate I've never tried. But I was soon to find out that this shit would make me so fucking sick for the whole entire experience, just like a goddamn dope sickness was. So I basically gave myself instant dope sickness, and it was just way too much for my body to handle. It was like a poison. So yeah, about 30 minutes in, I feel it. I feel it. I start feeling it really strong too. Then it really starts hitting. And I start noticing how I'm not actually feeling any better. It actually keeps peaking and peaking. And I'm like, oh no. And, I'd taken too much Molly before. It kind of started feeling like when you take too much Molly, when you take too much of a drug, there's a certain, a poison response. And it started feeling like that. I started getting hot flashes. My head started feeling really hot. Then I just started getting, just a lot of irritation in my gut. And then I just started feeling just malaise, so much dread, sickness coming down. And then out of nowhere, I start my fucking vomiting spiel. So I start yakking before I throw up, and I practically projectile vomit, but I managed to make it in time. But there's no way I was going to control it. It was uncontrollable vomiting. So at that point, I'm like, fuck, there's no going back. And I started feeling like such shit after I started throwing up. It was all over after that. I know for a fact it was, because I've been through dope sickness a few times. Yeah, once you get sick from the dose you took, you're sick for the rest of that experience. However long it lasts, you're sick for the whole time. So I was sick for the next fucking 6 hours. That was some fucking hell, all right? And I'm like, dude, why the fuck do people do this shit? It's for fucking addicts. It's for fucking, people with tolerances. Yeah, you can imagine someone that wasn't an addict who tried Suboxone their first time are probably going to overdose. These motherfuckers just had a set tolerance. And honestly, that dude was an addict. I know for a fact he was. Like I just said, he was addicted to subs. So yeah, anyways, back to their shit. Maybe even heroin. Who knows what the fuck he was on to other than that. But anyway, so this guy, yeah, gave me subs, and I thought I was gonna have a good time. My dumbass, obviously. But I realized, and I quickly realized, that shit is not to be fucked with, all right? If you have no tolerance, it's not a good drug to be fucking doing. I mean, it's just no point to it. There's levels to that shit. Get a real morphine fucking pill from the goddamn pharmacist or some shit. Get something that's real versus this. And yeah, just it wasn't really effective at all if it's just gonna give you an overdose. So I say subs, not a good idea for people with no opiate tolerance, opiate naive people. It is not for the faint of heart. But like I said, this is intended for opiate addicts, obviously. So I could see why this made me overdose and made me so violently sick and extremely sick, actually. I felt like I was dying a bit. Like, that's just how the dope sickness hits you. I don't know why. So for the whole rest of the night, my stomach hurt so bad. I felt so hot. I think I had, I don't know, just a bunch of vomit in the beginning. But then I started dry heaving, I think the majority of the night. And, about 4 hours in is when it started dying down. But I was like, man, fuck that. I do not ever want to repeat that shit. Too much Suboxone. And it wasn't really that much. Like I said, it's just the fact that a half of one, it must have been a high dose of a Suboxone. But I'm like, dude, who the fuck are you getting this from? Obviously someone who's going through some addict shit. But I bet they're not even like taking them themselves. They're selling Suboxone to other fucking people. And this dude was a kid, so they're selling it to kids, getting them addicted and not taking their own medication. It's fucked, bro. It's fucked out here. But yeah, it was just such a nasty fucking high. I hated that drug. Honestly, that shit was so fucking whack. It was disgusting, bro. And yeah, it was just nuts. And basically getting into that a little bit, it just felt like the dirtiest little fucking high, like a dirty Xan high, but turned up to 11, where you feel like you've been poisoned, literally. It's opiate poisoning. And yeah, you can't keep water down and shit. I don't even think I could drink water during that shit. I don't even remember. But I just know for a fact, when you are going through that, you can't even drink no water. You're suffering for the next 4 to 6 hours because your body thinks it's been poisoned. And it has, let's be honest. So yeah, when the receptors get hit a little too much, they activate your body's poison response, basically. And I did get poisoned. I was not meant to be taking that shit. And very, very non-euphoric. It was not euphoric at all. Obviously, in that kind of, dose, if it made you overdose, it's not euphoric. But I could tell this drug is literally made not to be euphoric. It just felt so dark. It felt very not relaxing. And I'm talking about the beginning. So the beginning, I know the beginning of opiate high, it's supposed to feel better than that. But this one just felt darker. Yeah, I just don't like this analog of morphine. I don't like the analog at all. But that's for the addicts. So obviously it wouldn't work on someone that's not an addict. So it just completely scared me. And it actually did work on me. It made me not want to be fucking around with dumb opiates like that. And that rule still applies today because, yeah, I'm not really an opiate guy, and I know for a fact I would be, so I'm never fucking with that shit. But Suboxone is, it's gotta be one of the dirtiest fucking opiate highs I've ever done. It was disgusting. It was worthless. It was just bad, all right? Times 100. And I'm sure it helps out some people, but who knows? They're probably getting high on it too, but it's such a bad drug to get high on. I don't see the point in it. There's better pressed pills than that out in the market that won't do that to you. So that just goes to show that shit's way too strong. Anyways, yeah. And yeah, better pressed pills that don't have fentanyl in it, that have some other opiate analogs like ODSMT. Not even ODSMT would do that to you. It would not just make you go completely sick like that. At least ODSMT has legs. This one didn't have any legs. It, lasted very short like heroin. So yeah, basically that's that. But so yeah, lasts short like heroin. It doesn't last that long. It doesn't have legs. And I like my opiates to have a little bit of legs. I need them to last longer. If you're ever trying to try Suboxone, which I don't know why the fuck you would be, there's absolutely no recreational value in it. That's specifically why it was made with naloxone inside the medication. It even kind of, actually prevents an opiate overdose, which is weird because when I took Suboxone, it didn't even prevent the overdose. I still had the overdose. So I don't know how much the naloxone ratio works with that medication, but it didn't work for me being opiate naive. So yeah, like I said, be careful on what you're taking. Be careful on these drugs. Please research them. Don't be taking neither of them. They're disgusting. They don't feel good. And yeah, coming from someone, I've actually tried heroin before. Suboxone feels exactly the same. It's a dirty fucking high, bro. It feels disgusting. And you're quick to overdose. Within like the littlest up of a dose, if you even redose, you're quick to overdose on heroin or Suboxone. Or, you know, the stronger opioids. But obviously, yeah, keep harm reduction in mind. Don't be doing this dumb shit. And you'll be good, all right? And yeah, heroin scared me away. Heroin was very strong and made me overdose. And I was never ever gonna do that again. And that's a whole nother story I'll talk about one day on the channel. But anyways, yeah, so Suboxone, I'll give it a fucking 3 out of 10, bro. I guess maybe a 7 out of 10 that it helps addicts, but who knows? I don't really know too much about that world. But for me, Suboxone was instant poison, instant dread, disgusting, non-euphoric, and just not fun. You know, there's just nothing fun about getting, you know, poisoning from a substance. You know, it doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel right, and it feels so different than other drugs. Like the only drugs that have actually poisoned me, where it's actually felt like a poison, were the opiates. Like I swear, it's the only ones that have made me feel poisoned. So there's something with that chemical. You gotta be careful. You don't want to poison yourself there. All right, guys. I hope you guys will stay high, stay lifted. Please join my channel, sub to it, show some love for the channel. I got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 subscriptions on the YouTube channel with a bunch of benefits, so read over them. And please, if you'd like to support the channel, please check that out. And also join my harm reduction substance Discord. Stay tuned for the next video, guys. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.